We are going to talk about women in business, and with me is Bianca Manzano, who is considered to be one of the youngest female event promoters in Trinidad and Tobago. So it's an absolute pleasure having you here this morning with us.
Thank you for having me this morning.
It's an absolute pleasure. So Bianca, tell me a little bit about yourself and the work that you've been doing.
Okay, well, the company that I currently work for, which is Scotch, that's where I gained all my experience. They basically taught me everything. So I got first-hand experience in coordinating and marketing events.
And how long ago have you been doing this? Or when did you start?
Well, I did my first event last year in November. And this year I did 2 events. And next year I have 3 events on board.
Yeah, so you're relatively new to this.
Yes.
But how has the experience been?
It's been wonderful. I mean, yes, you're stressed, especially few days, few weeks before the event. But when the event is done and you see everybody having a time, it's like the perfect experience ever. It's all worth it.
Of course, it's going to be stress at the start, but you know, it's new, so you enjoy doing it.
I do.
And which is important.
Yes.
Because if you don't, then it'll be work. But
Yes.
if you do, then you know it will come naturally and
Correct.
it will just fall into place. So what type of events do you do?
Okay, so I did a cruise. That was the first one. And I also did a brunch, which is French, the fun brunch. That's the one I'm doing again next year in Easter. I do that with my good friend Atia. And well, the cruise I did it by myself.
And you mentioned next year you have...
I'm entering the carnival season, so I'm also doing a cruise as well.
Really?
For February 10th.
February 10th. So what can people expect for that?
That one, I would say people who are on a budget. Like, we're keeping it low because I know a lot of people next year, especially with the amount of events they're having for Carnival, and we are new to this, right? I don't want people to be like, okay, well, it's too expensive, especially with all the all-inclusives.
Yeah.
So we are trying to, like, you know, get people to come on board.
Yeah, and people are losing their jobs as well. So you want...
Yes,
and
correct.
they may be out of a job, but they probably still want to relax and have a good time. And do you think that this event will be able to cater for people like that?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah.
It's a cooler cruise.
And cooler cruises so... Actually, don't let me say it's good because I've never been to one. I've actually
You've
never been to a cruise, you know.
You should come. You'll
Really,
have a
February
time.
10th?
Yes, Sunday, February 10th.
Oh, I'll keep that under consideration because I know Carrie might be coming. Is Carrie coming?
Oh, Carrie is coming.
If Carrie is coming,
You
I'll
are
come.
coming with Carrie,
Yes.
yes.
So deal with Carrie if I don't come,
No
and if he doesn't
problem.
come as well, because you know you're young, a young female to be doing work like this. How has that experience been as a female in this business?
To be honest, it hasn't been, I expected it to be, whereas, like, especially because it's a male,
Dominated area. Yeah.
correct, that they wouldn't take you as serious, but everybody has been helpful.
Really?
Yes,
So it's not like a fight down kind of situation?
No.
Because you hear people complain about that all the time.
yes. But no, so far my experience has been great.
Yeah. And you expect to go where from here?
From here, let me see. I would say in the next 5 years, I expect myself to, I know for sure, have more events, successful events, and a new experience to each event. Because I just don't want the same old thing in Trinidad for people to get bored.
And for young people looking on and listening to you speak, what kind of advice would you give to them?
I would say it's all about risks. Just take the risks and do it. And especially if it is that you love it, you need to do it.
Yeah, and that is some good advice. But if you take a risk, it can be detrimental.
It could, but then if you don't, you'll just keep wondering, I should have done this, or I should have tried it.
Yeah, and so that is something that people need to take into consideration as well. So next year you have 2 events. You have the
I have
Cruise for
3.
Carnival. 3 events.
Cruise for Carnival, the brunch, which is in Easter, and also another cruise in November the 10th.
All right. So I'm sure we would hear more about that. coming
Yes.
up. Thank you very much, Bianca Manzano, for coming in and chatting with us about some of the work that you have been doing, and I want to wish you all the best.